Kotoko's keeper fails to keep it down. But there's a bit of complaints here from the Kotoko players. Just maybe would have to just watch it again. A bit confused. But really, the situation might be maybe a bit of complaint that it comes off the hand of one of the True Democracy players. We'll have the benefit of seeing that. But it's True Democracy's free kick. Great hit from the own half and it's drifted across. Well, he's looking for the top man. Back to Kimara. That's a long. It's been a quality goalkeeper for the Porcupine Warriors. I've seen the trust of head coach Prosper Ogum after a crossover. And I've seen Frederick Kasari displaced from that number one spot for the men who currently are top of the Ghana Premier League. Samba O'Neill brings it back to his own penalty box. Back to O'Neill again on the left-hand side. Looking for a bit of space and finds Intimenu, who brings it back to Samba O'Neill. Hits it into Kamara. Just 12 inches out. Decides to go for the long drive. Just play. Loses out on the ball and True Democracy once again will run around from the far left-hand side. Drops it in. Oh, that's a bit scrumpy, it in. Comes off the woodwork. And Kotoko needs to stay intact into this game. Full focus with the way True Democracy are beginning to really attack. The first really struggling to find a man in that yellow shirt. Sakadauda will have to bring it from the left-hand side. It's spotted. JT has Blay. Lovely play from Blay to find Sakadauda once again. Running onto the edge of True Democracy's 18-yard. He's got a bit of support. Drags it onto the edge of the 18-yard. In team entry. This is dangerous. Opoku and team again, and then comes of somebody. And that will be another complaint. It looks like we're going to be seeing a marathon of complaints into this game, especially from these two teams. That's a lovely play from Intimenu. Lovely way to cut in. But of course, come off somebody in a 7 jersey. That's a Kugri. That's to tame his header. That's a textbook header. And goal kick for True Democracy FC. Here's Samoa. He's ensuring that his colleagues are just ready to receive what the bullet is about. Throw it inside. And Kotoko managed to win possession again. They've been on the right foot since the blast of the whistle. Showing that they've got really so much experience. Well, here's Dr. Prosper Ogum of Asante Kotoko, the man who have got so much experience in the league. Reached the round 64 of the MTN FA Cup back in 2021-2022 season. In the 2023-2024 season, reached the round of 16. And in the season 2024-2025, he's already in a quarterfinal looking for his first semi-final berth. Now Kotoko got a free kick. 23 yards out And that's a long way, isn't it? Kotoko has got a big task to perform this evening, unless to keep that one out of his own yawning net. And that's going to be a long drive, oh my goodness, nearly to the far side. Well, just flashes wide, but not a bad idea. Ricochets on somebody, and that'll be a corner kick this time around from the far right hand side. Well, just watch it again, that is a real proper. Goes to the Mafus. He wins the sympathy of the referee. For the tempo of the game, absolutely very high this evening. A lot of talks and a lot of anticipation build up to today's game, but there's a bit of trouble here. That's the man in the 44 shot for the Porcupine Warriors. Stay on the ground, that's safer. Michael safer. Well, it's Ajete instead. Oh, Sandra and Ajete. Manovi deployed on the right hand side this evening by Coach Prosper Nateogo. Lying a bit on the tap after clashing off with Anderson for himself. He's also receiving medical treatment on the far sideline. Oh, just look at it again. That was hotly served between those two players. Well, we've done less than 10 minutes, 9-minute played. And the story is that Kotoko haven't been able to find the back of the net, and the same for True Democracy FC. True Democracy who puts men forward as they try to see if they can chase for an opener. You know, certainly it's going to be a long drive coming in from Kadri. Stopped. There's Kadri again, going back to win it. There's another push from Justice Blay for Sakarauda, sends it across. And Hassan brought things out, but here's Justice Blay on the best of touch from Kotoko's keeper. But they managed to keep possession and try to whip their way from the far left, right hand side. Back to the skipper. Eugene taking his time to scan his area and find those men in the yellow shirt. That's Botchway. The best of touch. And now True Democracy have it in Midfield. Brings it back. That's Shani. And True Democracy wins it. That's a bit of expressional play from them. Akugri. Now to the man in the 2-0-2. Sina. Mafus coming forward from the far left-hand side, but the flag is already up. At least to Hottest dream. And Kotoko have been spared a big relief with the waving of that flag. They'll take their train quickly. That's a poor one taken from Kotoko, but they managed to win possession. Still allowed to drive forward once again through Where's Sefai's base? Here's Saka. Looking for Patrick Asiedu. And that's a big boot. And Kotoko wins the train advantage. Quickly taken by Patrick Asiedu. Here's Saka down and decides to go for the blast. And it's in! Kotoko opens the scoring account. And it's Saka down there. Hutsik. And with ease, first Kotoko into the lead. And Amwa cannot just wait it. The Porcupine Warriors are dancing and clapping. And Saka Dauda hit it from inside the box. That's a quality hit, isn't it? That's a bit careless from True Democracy's defense, will be asking themselves a lot of questions. Well, they managed to fall back all of a sudden. And it was a quick throw taken by Patrick Asiedu, who saw Saka Dauda run into that space. Not the best of power drive, but it is just enough to beat goalkeeper Amwa between the two sticks for True Democracy. Unless you can watch it for yourself again and enjoy the moment. Here's play. With an inside pass looking for Patrick Asiedu once again, but that's just too heavy for the left back to keep on a tap. Confirmation of the scoreline for you at the moment. 30-minute played. And then Saka Dauda's goal making a difference at the moment. And it just tells you that the pressure touch has been turned on to this True Democracy side, who would have to at least conjure something special if they really want to cause a bit of havoc here. And Kotoko has got a corner kick. Must be a short one taken. Here's Asiedu. Sends it to A-winger. A full space to meet it, but advantage will stay with the man in the yellow as they try to push a lot of bodies for it. And it was always going to be a difficult task for them, taking on one of the most informed sides now in the Ghana Premier League. Not just anybody, but the record winners of the Ghana Premier League and second best team in this competition. Bit of exchange there. Here's Akugi trying to win it, but there's a skip out the side. Jane Owens it. What a Porcupine territory here in their numbers. Unless Ajin their side on. We've done quarter of an hour. With 30 minutes more left in this first half department of the game. And the Porcupine Warriors are really having a real night here. It's becoming a bit frustrated. Other days True Democracy players who needs to stay a bit calm. Unless they've got long minutes left in this game. It's just early days yet, and anything can happen. But Justice Blaze stays on the turf. And a skip up the side. Well, been very inspirational to his team. To be a big blow if he fails to continue with the game. Let's see what the medics have got to say about this situation. The Kotoko for the moment to take the free kick as the skipper walks to the far side to be attended to. Reduced to 10 men. That's a long ball drive coming in from the left hand side. I need to be watched as they rolls over beyond the bar line. And that's True Democracy's goal kick at the moment as they hope to press the restart button all over again. Lovely play now from True Democracy. Coming forward, that's a big defending. And there's a Kroger who's just made his way into the box. The referee is spotting something. Well, some of the golden kick officials in the stands watching on this game as they managed to pick that spirited performance against Kerala United from the penalty spot, which they won 5-3. And they're just watching on eagerly. For them, they've set up a match with a Trump DVC in the semi-finals. But as it stands, Kotoko have got one leg or one nose in the lead into the semi-finals, except True Democracy really get themselves back into this tie. A bit of temporary hold-up as Patrick Casero is escorted out. Once the game resumes, Samba now to the far side. And Kotoko allowing to come forward again. A long one into the channel. Saka drops it. Democracy will clear their lines. And Saka out there. Well, he's fouling his marker. Well, maybe True Democracy have just understood the intent of this game after conceding. They've not just been served with a red hot letter and a cautioning of what they should expect in the remaining minutes. Try and track inside a bit to keep his lads intact in the game. As True Democracy will drag it a bit down to the right hand side. Kadri. And Kadri wins the sympathy of the referee. Atiapa. From True Democracy. Backs it back. Anderson sensing the ace ringer, but there's nobody there to meet it. Kotoko coming forward, drags it into the middle, looking for entry. The supply has been cut. Ajete. 0-2. Looking for Botchway, finds it, drags it back to the far right hand side for Krogu. Left hand deep. Into the final third of Kotoko, that's Mafus trying to beat. Ajete to it, at the far corner side. Go past it, gets into the box. This could be a long drive, and again, Kamara out the right place to collect it. No troubles for him. What an exchange between these two teams. Just look at it. Lovely movement. And Saka stays on the turf as he holds his wrist. Must have been in some bit of trouble here, but just look at that movement again. That was slick, isn't it? And Kimura was just fast to have it, walk out it on the far post. Must be able to complain about his flexibility between the two sticks for Kotoko, but has proven that his good ability to overcome that setback, and has since then been the number one choice. For 21-minute play, and it's Kotoko jealously hanging on to Sakadauda's goal. That's Abdul Basit. And that's a free kick for Kotoko once again as Balfour stays on the ground. Combining so well with his partner on the far side, Ajete, as they run that right channel for Kotoko's. The sides in play this evening. Ajete brings it back to Kamara. Oh, the Gideon, just 24 years of age, joined the Porcupine Warriors on a 2-year deal from So Academy. Saka, go past his man, but brought down. Referee up, none of that. And True Democracy will come for it. There's Kadri. And she picks it. Must be one of the favorite players in recent times to have been called to. We'll have to box some passes between themselves once again at the back. We'll stay carefully. Walk forward with it. That's a long drive. And Ajite will head it out. Maybe sloppy play from this Kotoko side, and True Democracy goes for the grounder. Here's entry. That's a big challenge from O2. Needs to be a bit careful. Well, O2 in the 2 jersey for True Democracy. That's another young player for this. Let me see one side. Oh, so much intent. And I formerly played for Tema Youth. Oh, Botchway, I've also played for Wafa before, and even Nation FC. Oh, here's entry for Kotoko. Brings it down to the left-hand side. Democracy trying to run from the right-hand side, but on the best of hits. They've given the advantage to Kotoko to once again attack. Here's entry on the edge of the area, press it, looking for Justice Blake, couldn't pick him. Kwame Poku having a bit silent into this evening game. He does not need much touch on the ball, just need 1 or 2 on a just punish you. Send it across. And True Democracy would have to defend again. That's well take it. Bayamua. Saka, Osiedu, back to the man in the yellow, and Team Menu wins it. And it's a corporate at the end. But you can see not excited with the way his team was trying to corner those little dots of passes. Not just so much hungry, so much hunger to deal with this Kotoko side. Really besting for it. The bubbles are not just enough. What else? They're traveling through Democracy fans in the stand. And the less majority at the far side. He might be feeling it's too early to give up at this juncture. Here's O2 from midfield. Matthews, not the best of pass. Well taken care of by Che. Kamara. And it's back into midfield. Yes, I could agree. This has to go for the ground again. Not a bad idea, but again, Justice has got to really keep his eye. Let's go. That's Justice, I could agree. Where's the spearhead in tonight's game for True Democracy? I'll speak about True Democracy. It's been an exciting road to the quarterfinal for them. Here's Anderson as they try to open up a bit. There's Kadri, lovely ball up front. Looking for Justice, but the flag is already up. And now Samba O'Neill, not excited about it. It's been a regular starter. And Samba O'Neill. It's one of the most reliable centre-backs for Kotoko this season. To the left-hand side, Patrick Caserio trying to drift a bit. And a free kick once again has been conceded by True Democracy. And Anderson is the first man to go into the book of referee Afonso Atiapa this evening. That's a lovely touch. Was trying to break away, and he just goes to the ground. 29 minutes. And this man on your screen is the most busiest at this moment. He's got a lot of stuff to talk about. There's another Kotoko's free kick. This time around from the left inside, and it's a copper bullet, and it's been well dealt with by Amwa. Drifting onto his first right inside. He managed to parry it away. But Kotoko are just battling the pressure at the moment. Have been enjoying this game right from the blast of the way still. Back to Asiedu. Abwa. They need to be careful. And nearly gets in the second. Yes, entry. And referee whistles. That's a huge relief. For this True Democracy side. You can see the man in a 31 jersey just lurking around. Kwame Opoku has been silent this evening. I trust him to burst onto the scene any moment. He's have that glorious opportunity to hit the back of the net. Just needs something little. As the skip of the side is being escorted out. Pick a knock at the back of his head. The game will resume. And Kotoko will have to attack once again. And she fails to be found. But Kotoko will continue pressing and pressing. And it's finally brought out of the channel. Mahfouz calling for it. But on the best of connection, Timeno. Entry back to Timeno. And it's now that's Alassane Mahmoud. And it's continue again. Yeah, try to entry. Suck it out there. 10 seconds into Justice Blay. And on the Timber best team. We're talking about true democracy. Beat Quayle Rangers by 2 goals to 0. Continued with a 2-2 draw and finally won from the penalty spot when we beat Sampe Academy 4-3 on penalties and caused the big scare. Now we beat it, James FC 1-0. And also adding Nani FC to the pack. This evening, you can just tell that they are facing a real matching order from Asante Kotoko. And it's just interesting. You can really see Kotoko's intent. Absolutely. Writing all over today's game. And you can just tell. Timeno not going to break away from his opponent. Botway brought down in the presence of the referee. And that's a very spot-on call from him. And you can really understand why the men in the yellow are struggling to contain the pressure. And Samba now. Blay. Here's Saka. Entry. And the tussle for the ball is on. And Abdul Bassett has fell in his Makane process. And you can see absolutely disgusted by the call from the referee. Not happy with it. And there's a lot of stuff happening. Asiru, checking one inside. That's Mahfouz. On the receiving end of it again. That's the referee. Dip his hand into his pocket and flashes out another yellow. Taking a tally of yellow cards in this evening game to 2 for the same side. That's the 6th minute. And that says the man was trying everything possible to see if his side can get back into the game. Yes, Lukman Imoro, former player of Tema Real Sportif and the national under 20 side. Yes, Kotoko brings this one. Yes, a big one from Blay. Finds Asiru. But the post is just too much. And Democracy would have to try and organize their defensive line. It's been very shaky. It's been very jittery. Not well organized. Anytime Kotoko is trying to attack. Abdul Basit brings it back. What a bit of miscommunication. And Alassane Mamoudou once again will fail to strike it in. And Kotoko will be excited as they take the corner kick. Well, in case you've just joined us, it's the quarterfinals of the MTN FA Cup, the penultimate clash. As Kotoko is already leading through Democracy FC. As we've seen, 3 teams already booked their way into the semi-finals. That's a lovely ball there from Anchiache, and a penalty has been given to Asante Kotoko. And you can see everyone is just up on their feet. And next man, Kwame Opoku, I was just telling you about him. He does not need so much. He does not need so much off the ball. He does not need to see so much off the ball. Just a little effort. And he. Well, that's what I mean. Here was it again. And the first one well taken care of. The second one. You need to really keep your eyes in that incident. But absolutely nothing was done to him. Kwame Opoku. Nobody touched him. But it's a very difficult angle for the referee to see. Maybe we'll have the benefit of seeing that replay and to ascertain whether there was any touch on Kwame Opoku. Well, it's a very difficult decision. The referee have already taken the penalty for the Porcupine Warriors, who went around to make it 2 before they head into the dressing room. And there's a skip out the side, Justice Blay, who walks up to it. It's the tale of 2 different opposite teams tonight. As Kotoko inspirationally look for the second one. Well, the big question is, can the goalkeeper go for that one? Keep it out. Blay! Oh, comes off the woodwork. And True Democracy hacks onto the 1-goal cushion against them. The woodwork to the rescue. Big miss there from the big captain. Here's entry. There's a tap from behind, but referee played advantage. Forced to suck it out, decides to go with his favorite right of the 18-yard. Bends one in, and that's just too heavy. It's a goal kick. You look at Justice Blaze penalty once again. Kicks the crossbar and comes out, and there's nobody to pounce on it to make it 2. For really beating the goalkeeper. Something down now. That has been taken against True Democracy. One needs to be a bit calm now. Looks like it. They're just in a haste and making all the wrong decisions at the moment. Also, True Democracy, founded in 1984, registered as a club in 1993, and gained promotion to Division 2 in 2006 before becoming a Division 1 club in 2024. That's Mahfouz. Right hand side, and the quality on the ball absolutely very impressive from this Kotoko side. That's OT for True Democracy, trying to run through the midfield channel, and it's been fouled. And they not having so much time by their side will take it quickly as they walk for it. True Democracy, can they pull parity? And it's cleared by somebody else. But the danger has not been effectively dealt with. Lots of twist and turn on the edge. Here's Abdul Basit bringing it forward. It's rather Kadri. It goes to the ground. And for the first time, we might be seeing Kotoko's yellow card. And it's flashed to the man in the 10 jersey. Emmanuel entry. .44 played. Few seconds to hit the top. Yes, Kadiri. Much way back, not the best of pass. But it's been blocked. Justice Blade finds it. Hit it in. The blade goes to the ground. A lot of temporary hold up. And this time around, they skip up the side edge. Who gets into the book of the referee, and you can see the True Democracy fans really out here in their numbers. That's quite impressive, isn't it? Unless you see most of them travel in their numbers. Tukimase to throw their weight behind their side, who are trailing at the moment. My God, to now. After we're just seeing it on our screens. And it's play. Well, confirmation of Edgin's yellow card for you. Might see playmaker join it on 19. I said become a familiar figure. 32 years of age. Played a crucial role for Kotoko in their 2021-2022 title triumph. And it's time to lead this Porcupine Warrior side after gifted with a huge leadership responsibility. Osiru cuts it into Intimino on the edge, and True Democracy recovers quite well. That's the man in the 10 jersey. Got flash out to Justice Blay. And it's marathon of yellow cards already in the first 45 minutes. It just tells you of the high tempo nature of the game. Being physical out here. And that's confirmation of Blaise yellow card. True Democracy pushes men forward. Something useful of this last opportunity. They might be coming in this first 45 minutes, but there's a bit of trouble here. Kwame Poko chases. Kadamwa makes it very simple. Trying to connect back to his keeper, who drags it into the penalty box. Amor is just on the standby for it, but goalkeeper Amor decides to go long. Also he tries to pick a Kruger. That's Justice Kruger. That's Samba O'Neill. A very towering figure at Kotoko's defense. Now JT. Here's entry. That's safe with a long drive up front. He lost everybody. 0-4 to a red set. Kotoko cuts in. And that's another piece of brilliant work from AJ, but Kotoko not retreating. And it's a corner kick for all your hard work and all your push in this dynamics of the game. Let's see what we make of this corner kick. And it's likely to be floated high. Well, that certainly ends it. That is the last activity for this first half department of the game. And it's Kotoko that heads into the dressing room with a 1-goal cushion from Saka Daudes. Lovely cheeky hit to beat goalkeeper Amwa in his own post. Always gifting the home side a huge advantage. And certainly there'll be a lot to talk about in the dressing room between Coach Prosper Natelgu, but for Coach Luke Monimoro, I'm telling you, the discussion will be endless. It's half time at the Barbara Sports Stadium. Kotoko 1, True Democracy 0. Don't go anywhere as we connect back to the pitch side where my colleagues will be on a standby for halftime analysis.
Also remind you that on Wednesday, Asante Kotoko are in action in the Ghana Premier.
At the Baba Sports Stadium, it is the first department of the game between Kumasi, Krobia, Asante, Kotoko, then True Democracy. It is the MTN FA Cup. As I told you, we are live on Metro TV, we are live on Original TV, so as Original FM, live on Adom TV, then live on Joy Prime. My name is Tana Kwesi Ajima Jr. Of course, you can call me Naji the Darling Boy. I'm doing this with Krobia, Asante. Krobia, the first department of the game has come to an end. Your perception so far in the first department?
Yeah, Naji, it has been an interesting game. It has been a very cagey encounter. So far as the first department of the game is concerned, Kotoko playing so well, dominating play, orchestrating things on the field of play. True Democracy, they've been super. They've been super indeed. And marvels, they are playing so well, and they've been giving Kotoko a very heck of a time. And look at that first 45 minutes. It has been an interesting game, end-to-end stuff, a very good display from the two sides.
Before I come to the penalty incident, some of us have gotten the privilege to watch the replay and that kind of stuff. But you know, referees looking at where he was standing and the position at where he was, we know the decision always comes from them. But let's look at the first 45 minutes. Kumasi Asante Kotoko making so many incursions in the final third of True Democracy, but they were just able to bury just a chance. What was wrong with Kotoko?
Well, I think they couldn't imagine to have expected that display from True Democracy.
Okay.
Through to this stage, Kotoko have been meeting Division 1 sides. They've been whipping them left, right, and center. Future Stars got their share. Young Wise got their share. And Accelerate also got their share. By the way of Kotoko beating all these teams before reaching out to this particular stage and playing against True Democracy. True Democracy, a Division 1 side, who is not doing that well.
They're not performing.
Who is not doing that well. I think they are sit on the league log in their zone, so they are not performing that well. But I think that they've been giving Kotoko a very tough run for their money. So far as the first 45 minutes is concerned, it has been an end-to-end staff. Kotoko making sure they use their character, their experience, and the individual qualities they have in their ranks or they have at their disposal. And I think that at the end of the day, they've not been able to score 2-3 goals past them, but I think they've been able to clinch a goal. So far as the first 45 minutes is concerned, they got a goal as early as possible just to unsettle the display of True Democracy. But hey, they never slept on that. They've been brilliant to watch. They've been playing so well against Kotoko, creating a couple of chances, making all the incursions by way of getting the equalizer. But trust the Kotoko defense, they've been able to curtail all the attacking threat from that of True Democracy. In that midfield row, Kotoko have been dominating the midfield row. Justice Blay, Andrew Sinti-Menu, and of course, the main man himself, the playmaker, Emmanuel Enchi. He has not been on top of his game.
You're talking about Emmanuel Enchi. I'm not cutting you, but look at you. The way he received that card, I think it was needless.
Yeah. He has not been on top of his game, and this is a playmaker, for God's sake. His passes are not going through. He's been giving 40 passes, and I think that incisive passes to unleash the attackers to find the back of the net, it is not forthcoming from him. And I think that he seems frustrated, a bit frustrated on the field of play. He's been giving away some passes, and I think that he has not had a very good first half.
Of the day.
Yeah. The first half is one to forget in his life for Kukrobia Asante Kotoko.
Now let's come to True Democracy. We cannot take anything away from them. Though you said in the very first, when you were giving your analysis, that they are not performing in their respective league. But this time around, playing against a big team like Kumasi Asante Kotoko, I think that I see them giving Kotoko too much respect. Don't you see that from True Democracy?
No, from the kind of display they've delivered in the first 45 minutes, there's no respect. Had it been any other team, they could have sit back, making sure they hit Kotoko on the counter break. But they've opened the game widely. They are playing Kotoko toe to toe. They are matching them up on the field of play. So it clearly tells us that they are in for the victory and they are in to beat Krobia Asante Kotoko. They are not playing any style that would even give any third party the notion that they are defending or they are respecting Kotoko. They've opened the game and they are matching Kotoko boot for boot on the field of play. They are attacking Kotoko so well. They are not defending, neither are they also sitting back to hit Kotoko on the counter break. They've opened the game, only that Kotoko's individual quality and collectively the kind of unit and the kind of cohesiveness they have at their half, that is what is giving Kotoko the edge over True Democracy. But hey, it has been an interesting display from the Division 1 side. They've been giving a very good account of themselves, and hey, they've given us a very good display from them.
So a first entertaining first half here at the Babayara Sports Stadium. As I told you, we are live on Metro TV, we are live on Original TV, we are live on Original FM, we are live on Joy Prime, so as Adams TV. We are live on Net2 TV, and we are live on AFA Sports Channel. On Facebook, it's AFA Sports _GH, and don't forget Sporty FM in Kumasi and Accra. We are also live there. Once again, as I told you, I'm Nanako Sajimembe Jr. You can call me Naji. I'm here with Krobia Asante. It is the MTN FA Cup, the match between Kumasi, Krobia Asante, Kotoko, and True Democracy. In the first department of the game, it has ended. Kotoko, they are leading by a goal to 0, courtesy Salka Dauda. Now, Krobia, let's look at the second half. What should the two coaches do? Let's start with True Democracy.
Well, I think credit to them, and I personally give them a thumbs up. Their coach Mate, I think, brilliant coach. My first time.
I know him as far back in Division 2.
Oh, okay. My first time watching his side, True Democracy. I've watched them a couple of times, but seeing him on the bench in the dugout, managing affairs, making sure he directs his players on the field of play so well. Very young man, but his tactical ingenuity is never in doubt. He's been playing so well. His side is playing so well in this particular game, and credit to him. He's doing something important with his group. They also have their fair share of quality within their ranks, and they are giving Kotoko a very, very difficult time. Very, very difficult time. And in the first half, clearly shows. It is not that Kotoko are leading. That is the justification of the entire 45 minutes. They've played so well. They've also had their fair share of the chances. They've been threatening Kotoko defense. They've been playing so well, swinging passes together and making sure they hit Kotoko when the time is due. And they've not been able to score a goal here, but I think that they've not been a bad side at all playing against Krobia Asante Kotoko, who are yet to lose a single game. So far as the 2024-2025 MTN FA Cup is concerned. A team that is yet to even concede a goal, a single goal in the competition. The second most successful club in the competition, MTN FA Cup. Taking House of Folk away, they come second in terms of teams clinching the most titles in the MTN FA Cup. So they are not playing against any mere side. They are not playing against any minnows. They are not playing against any middle table team, but rather it is Krobia Asante Kotoko that they are playing against. Even in the top flight league, in the Ghana Premier League, the elite division, Kotoko are the team leading the league log. So with the kind of display they've showed in the first 45 minutes, clearly tells you the kind of football they also play in their division, and they are giving Kotoko a very difficult moment now.
Now, what should Coach Prosper Nate Ogum do just to increase the tally or just to maintain the one goal that they've gotten?
They have total control of the game. Kotoko have been dominating in all aspects of the game, from all departments, goalkeeping, midfield, defense, attack. Kotoko have been splendid. They've been enormous. They are playing so well. The individual quality is there. The team chemistry is there. The cohesiveness, the team combo, you could clearly see on the field of play between the players. And they have that understanding as well. That telepathic understanding at the back and in that midfield. In that midfield, I think that Justice Blair have been playing together with in team menu for quite some long period of time now. But Emmanuel Entry today is complementing them, playing as the playmaker for them. He's not been that bad though.
He's not been bad, but I'm not seeing, but I think that some of them, we are missing the service of Babaya. That is the same position that Babaya plays.
You could clearly see just after the referee blew his whistle, coach, the goalkeeper's coach Najau, he rushed to Emmanuel Entry and he was spoken to him. Just to encourage him, because you see, after receiving that yellow card, he's going to also is not going to help him in the second half as well. Already he's making some 1 or 2 errors in the first half. So let's see what he also brings. Let's see the kind of changes that Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum is gonna make ahead of the second department of the game. But Kotoko have the quality, especially even on the bench. Look at the kind of players sitting on Kotoko's bench. High quality, and these players start in any of the teams playing in the Ghana Premier League, not to talk of the Division 1 teams.
Yeah. Okay, quickly, let's look at officiating. We've seen Maswa Hansen was supposed to handle this game, but last minute it was changed to Afonso. So let's look at officiating so far in the first department.
Well, I think they've not been that bad. They've been good. We are humans. We all, as individuals, have our flaws, human errors. We also have it in the game, and we are not here. We are not having all the scientific and the machinery to help officiating this particular game. But I think that without penalty call, having a second, a third, and a fourth look at the incident. Hey. If we've got,
but let's look at the position of the referee and the assistant referee.
I think the assistant referee didn't help the center referee. Yeah. I think the assistant referee didn't help the center referee at all. He was in a better position
just
to have spoken to the center referee that, hey man, senior, this shouldn't on any day be given as a penalty. But hey, it was given, and fortunately on the side of true democracy. The penalty got missed. Justice Blame missed the penalty, and it was a very good penalty taken from him. He sent the goalkeeper elsewhere. He sent the goalkeeper somewhere. By the end of the day, the post also helped, was in favor of true democracy, and now they are only coming into this second half with a goal deficit, which in any given moment they could get an equalizer and maybe find out the rest of the minutes and to send probably the game into penalty shootout. So they are still in the game, and watching them play in the first 45 minutes, they are a side they can surprise Krobia and Kotoko. But Kotoko with depth, especially on the bench, they could come in and affect the game positively.
So any moment from now, we'll be zooming straight to the second department of the game here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It is the MTN FA Cup, and we are live on Adom TV, live on Joy Prime, live on Original TV, live on Metro TV, as well as Alpha Sports Center. So if our commentators are ready, Victor and Co, you can take over for the second department of the game.
Well, thank you very much. As we get ready to return for the second half department of the game. And already we can see Peter Meduakwa getting ready to come in. We'll speak about Kotoko. They beat Future Stars by 2-0 on it. Solaris to it by also beating them by the same goal margin. Before finishing 11 wise by 0-0 on this venue. And the man in the 14 jersey have just been retracted out of the game. With Peter Miduako coming in his place as Bafo was being taken out. Well, let's see. True Democracy have got the edge to set this Kotoko side, who are very promising and have got so much arsenals within their fort. Right from the back into the middle and into the attacking options, the likes of Kwame Opoku. Not forgetting about Albert Amwa, who is Kotoko's leading scorer at the moment in the Ghana Premier League and even in the MTN FA Cup. Watching on from the sidelines this evening. Maybe we might just be seeing a glimpse of him. In one game of the MTN FA Cup, as we get a second half underway, as referee Afonso Atiapa blows for the pit time. Kotoko about 58 up in 19. Also lifted a central. That has been consecutive performance from the Portland Warriors and took a long break before they lifted it in 1978, 1984, 1997, 1998 season. Took another long break. 2001 and one in 2018, coming back in 2017 and now that's true. Inside. Akrogo into the box now, looking for from the big. We still is. Tiapa. Up the Hanan one. Just a struggle, Kamara met it. Kotoko will need to be very careful. I'm sure Coach Lukman Imoro have been able to stabilize his side in the dressing room with so much pep talk. And you can see how they really come at the moment. Feeling as if nothing happened in the first half. It's a big kick. And it's just too close to Mohamed Kamara. We'll pick it again. He's got no issues at all. As far as that ball has been thrown it in his own defensive area. Here's to JT. How can he hack onto it? It's just too heavy. And True Democracy wins the train advantage. Well, cross-section of the fans in the stands here, enjoying every bit of this game this evening. It's got to kill Restart Oliver from the back. Now safer. Botchway bringing it forward. Touch it a bit into the middle. Just pass it. Brought across. This could be a big moment for True Democracy, but Kamara is able to prevent the situation. Manages to get a hand to it. And now True Democracy are And that's a very sad one to know, isn't it? Just Father Joseph Ablo is not part of this match, this squad, if you remember very well. Just look at it, it's very, very close, isn't it? Very, very close. Not more closer to Kamara than to Akrugu. "50-minute played. That's Samiru Akwa. True Democracy breathing through the pocket of space on the left hand side. And Team Meno. As referee just hot to play a bit. There's a bit of clutch between these two players. And you can see that Kumasi indeed love their football out here in the Anames. And that's Saka Dauda, the goal scorer for Kotoko on the turf. As you have Amedu Akwa and Kwame Poku watching on. There's a bit of chit-chat ongoing as well as we try to have a better view of that situation once again. Well, that's Mahamadou in the 4 jersey for True Democracy. Here's Ransoma Channels this evening. The centre back. Has been one of the players who have always begun all the games for True Democracy this season. Also, he's been escorted out, Sakarauda. And it's a difficult situation to accept. And doesn't look like he will be returning anytime soon to join his colleagues in the fray. And Coach Prosper Natiogu will possibly be lining up a substitution. Well, so that's a confirmation. We have Ahmed Tamor coming in. And Kotoko's threats in attacking third have just been magnified with Ahmed Tamor coming in. That's Akwa taking his time. Wants to play. Here's in team. Somebody now just close by, decides to hit it back to JT. That's Akwa. Just got a very lovely fit. Test it in. He smashed away. Wants to move fast. That's a strong challenge. They win the sympathy of the referee. So that's a confirmation of the change for Yusaka Dauda. Fails to return. Albert Timur, it's been a very, very long time here. Has taken to the field for the Porcupine Warriors. Plagued by injury. And now at least he's got opportunity to show what he's got once again. Never in doubt anyway. The Sambal now in Team Eno. Drops it deep to the heart of defense for Sifa. Here's JT. And Kotoko will have to run forward now. And Sabe done well with the first touch since coming in. That's Shani. That's Abdul Basit. It's back to Mahmoudou. Back to Abdul Basit. Here's Shani. He'll have to run through that narrow space and end up losing out on possession. That's Abed Samwa. Oh, you've got to give him a bit of opportunity. It's been a long while he ever kicked the ball in a competitive match for the Porcupine Warriors. Yes, Aqua does play. Kotoko really cooling the tempo of the game as they string passes together. Back infield. Here's JT. Returns it back to the defensive line and a safe omitted. Back to Kimara. What a way they really managing to keep possession. Boxing the midfield and trying to draw True Democracy out of the defensive shell. That's Botchway. With the sympathy of the referee. That's so to Ember. Well, they've been rewarded with the free kick. Your skipper get ready to quickly take it. Find Shane. Or left dip one to the far right hand side. But not the best of crossing. And also to Emba once again trying to lash out at Mohamed Kimara, who is so miles out of his own post. But it's not a very clever decision. In Team Menu. And it's back to the foot of True Democracy. Shani. Abdul Basit. Here's play for Kotoko. Peter Miduakwa. Entry. Lovely play from Entry. He was trying to pick out Kwame Opoku. But it's just too heavy for him. Well, it's a red party tonight here at the Baba Sports Stadium. That's why we have a lot of yellows all over. And you can see the MTN FA Cup really colouring this edifice here. But the Kotoko fans are really, really painting the Baba Sports Stadium really red. They're saving it. And it's back to Ajin. Here's Abdul Basit. 0-2. There's Mahmoud. Here's Botchway. He's got his colleague ahead of him running into the pocket of space. But decides to retrap back to 0-2. Here's Anderson and Kotoko wins possession again. That's from Abed Amwa. That's Godfrey Amwa. We'll talk about Godfrey Amwa. He's been one of the most experienced goalkeepers we can find in the Division 1 league. After, interestingly, having a very beautiful stint with one of the best clubs in the country. And I'm just talking about A club that many have wished to play for. Hearts of Lions and also Dreams FC a bit. And Sakura finds play in the middle. And Timeno drags it back. Looking for Sifa, but picks camera instead. The Pakipan Warriors not really in a hasty attack at all, but there's a bit of trouble looming here. And Godfrey Alma picks it up. Releases a heavy one. An advantage, you stay with Kotoko as we hit the 60th minute mark. And it's still the same old story of Saka Dauda's goal separating these two teams. And so to possession now. He's lofted over, but Kamara blasted back. Goes on this in. On the ball and ends. That's the out the ball. Of taking a throwing set piece. Jean quickly takes it from of second year Zakes. 60 minutes. That's the scoreline. That's the time at the moment. And you can understand it's a bit of tiredness all then. Last game between United, where we saw Gordon kick. Right, a penalty spot, 5-3, making it into the. But here they've got a free kick at a very promising position. And you can tell it is just about 30 yards out. And it might be a bit problematic. If it's well taken by Botchway. Decides to go for the head. Oh my goodness, it's in! It's in! Oh my goodness, it's in! It's Botchway with a thunderbolt to beat Mohamed Kamara to it. And True Democracy are back in his time in the Garden City. And it's the man in the 10 who strikes them into the game. I've just told you that Kotoko needs to really sit on the edge of their seat. With the way True Democracy have been very calm in the last few minutes in this particular half. Not showing that hastiness they saw in the first 45 minutes. And it's Botchman who brings back the Tampa Bay Club into the game. What the fans have been calling for. Really beating Kamara to his far post. Arriving a shield late. And yes, goes under him. That was very quick. That was very fast. Well, as a Botchway, formerly of Wafa and FC, have just gotten that vital goal for True Democracy. It's 1-0 at pace now. And it's game on in Kumasi. You're in for a real game tonight. And this is where you need the experience of the likes of Kwame Opoku, Abed Samoa, Justice Blade to come to the fore. You really need them, unless to show their potential, and True Democracy loving to attack again. And you can see Mafus not very happy. Mafus Nyaba Idi needs to be very careful. Well, let's see how the Porcupine Warriors recovers from that death of a goal that have just been equalized. And you can see this man on your screens. Dr. Prosper Nateogum. Here's Sakura bringing it forward. It's a very beautiful run by him. Amwa is breaking away into that space. What has been taken for them. And you can see most of the fans all over the stands are not very happy with that touch on the young lad. And you can really understand why. They're really edging their men to get back into the game. Let's see if they've got a lot of options. But it's a free kick. Kotoko have been rewarded with a free kick. And the question is that will they really take it well to the advantage, like we saw True Democracy took advantage of that. It's checked over and it's well dealt with. And True Democracy ran out of that space. And Team Meno conceding the throwing advantage. Let's see how they fare in the remaining minutes of the game. Samedo Akua once again running out the far side. Bringing it in. Finds entry. A lot of twisting and turning. Safer. And Team Meno breaks away from his marker. Lovely chip over. Now Sakura giving away possession. True Democracy will have to come for it. Here's a happy run from Anderson, and it's back to Kamara. I was just thinking, what we're about to see, some more tornado coming for Emmanuel entry. We also about seeing Babaya coming. Justice Blake going off for Tenedo. As Babaya have been introduced for Emmanuel entry. Well, the captain lifts the turf. And it's just one thing that'll be running through his mind at this point. If he had scored from the penalty spot, well, his Kotoko would have still have a bit of hope. Anyway, just not too late. It's just even. They've got big. 22 minutes to play. Here's Arjun. Back into the middle. And there's nobody in the yellow to connect onto it. As in Team Meno will have to bring it forward. Abdul Basit to the right hand side, looking for Mahmoud. And he arrives to shield late. It's Mahfouz instead. That was being searched for in that fray. Just Tenedo with the first actions coming in. Some more Tenedo. Taking his time. Let's see what he can orchestrate from the middle. Here's JT. Here's Samoa. Oh, I told you about him. He might be a bit rusty since he's lost so much game time. And he cannot really fault him. Another poor pass. True democracy. Here's Justice. And it's back to Kamara. It's a very high tempo game at the moment. We've done 70 minutes. And they're saving. What is the time, Coach Lokman Imoro? We need to tell his boys to keep their heads cool in a game like they did in the last 25 minutes or so. At least to draw level. And they hit the decision. They'll be laughing at the wrong side of their mouth as Kotoko will have to continue to press. And this is a big moment coming in. It's drawn back. Oh my goodness, that is a real piece of a right defending. Clear opportunity for Kotoko to take the lead. And the fans seems to be really enjoying themselves under the floodlights here in Kumasi. Let's just watch it. No Sabe Tamwa. We'll just stop on the line by Mahmoud. It's up there, Basit. That's a lovely hit over to the far side, looking for Mahfouz. What is just to have it, and Kotoko will get out of that ball, throws it in. Here's Sefa, here's JT. Here's Babayaya. Here's Abetamwa. And it's Babayaya once again, the former King Faisal man. We'll bring it back onto the right hand side. ASN team whips it over and lose everybody, but could only meet to White Share. That's Botchway. You don't need to wait for the ball at this moment. You need to go for the ball. And they need to be careful. ASN team, Kotoko driving into True Democracy's half. Big chance. And a big man blasted onto the ground, and you can see it dangles over. It's 72 minutes, and the man in the 77 shots will get ready to bring it up front. Now the last time again here, Mohamed Kamara fails to make any started in Beth. Against Legon Cities, Sumatex, Young Apostle, break into the squad against Holy Stars, but was on the bench in that game. Here's Samba O'Neill. Back to Samba. Here's Tinedu. Let's looking for Amedou Akwa. Lovely one to play with Amedou Akwa. Breaks into the box. And that's just to wait for a penalty, isn't it? Yes, there was a bit of contact, but in terms of how animals that contact was. It's just not enough to cause any penalty upset. Let's just look at it again. Well, we seems to have a man for True Democracy coming off as we watch this one once again. Just rolling over the turf. Peter Miluakwa. The Anderson has been retracted from the game. As we've seen Kwabena come in. What a spirited performance with 15 minutes more to go. And Kotoko in front of the home fans who need to quickly fasten off something special to at least make it over into the semi-finals. Hold on a minute. That's another player that has been lifted out in some big trouble. It looks to be Sifa. It's just being brought out. It's a big moment. That's the money in there for the shot, and that's a disappointing kick there from Sane. He could have done better with that crossing. So too. We release a long one into that track once again, but Kotoko Sambona brings it back. Here's Sifa. Here's Sifa really taking a bit of walk up field. JT, and it's blocked by Kwamina, who's just coming. Here's JT once again, lays onto it. Release a long one into the channel, and has been turned away by Edgin. True Democracy's keeper, who been rock solid at the back, really ensuring that he read such a towering wall for Kotoko's frontman to have a very difficult task crossing this evening. Reason why you've not seen Kwame Opoku in his element tonight. Kotoko looking for options. And Timeno from that distance comes off the body of the True Democracy man. And they will have to try again. This time around a Samba or twisting 10. And it's picked up by Godfred Amwa. Tinedu brings it back to Sambaonel, the former Rahim FC player. Signing a 2-year deal with the Porcupine Warriors. That's a big movement there. True Democracy needs to be careful. And here they'll love to attack. That's a big hit out the far side. Justice waiting for it, blasted in, and it's been intercepted by Sambonel. And you can see Akoglu was just waiting at the receiving end. As my first walks to it. He decided to leave it for Bassett instead, I guess. But this was the moment Kotoko was looking to pounce on a loose ball. In true Democracy's penalty box. It was a big touch from Kwame Opoku. And center cross. On the best of header from Alassane Mamadou. And the Temaside fans will continue to rejoice in the yellow stand. Now Sifa brings it back to Kamara. 10 minutes left on the clock. And we could be heading for the penalty shootout to separate these two teams. We've already seen two Division 1 side crossover into the semi-finals, with Brecum Chelsea being the only Premier League rep. And we'll have to see if you're going to have another Division 1 team, or we'll see another Premier League team to make it two apiece in terms of the right hand side. Babaya brings it back to Timeno. Hits it onto the right hand side. Yes, Ajete sends it to a swinger. Has been dealt well by Ajin. Kwabena whips it up front. And True Democracy will have to run riot. Mafus. Botchway. It's a very cheeky pass. And he should be a bit disappointed himself with that kind of pass. Here's Peter Miduakwa. Babayaya. Here's Abetamwa. Lovely spread to the far right hand side for Ajete. Saturday swinger. This could be the moment, but what a big hand from Godfred Amwa to deny Kotoko their second of the game. Every moment in this encounter, I tell you. And now the fans all over the stands are quiet, especially for the Kotoko fans who felt they should have been leading by 2 or 3 goals already, with the kind of opportunities that have felt their way. Desperate header from Patrick Asieru, but that's a big save from the goalkeeper. And the former Hearts of Lions man and Dreams man really making True Democracy really stay intact in the last 8 minutes of the game. It's blasted up front. And that's another big chase coming from the man in the 41 set. That's Mafus. And you can say Kotoko absolutely outnumbering True Democracy players in the final third of the pitch. It's just Mafus and Justice Akoglu who will be lurking around Kotoko's final third, as most of the men have been static at the back and even in the middle. It's going to be a long throw in. Yes, Justice giving it tall order from Sambonel, who's trying not to give any breathing space to try and send any killer across, and is successful with that attempt. It's long. Quickly well taken, but has been brought to the chest of Kwame Opoku. He's just having a very difficult time. Well, True Democracy finding a huge inspiration, and they felt that they've been able to walk to the stage of the competition. And it's what has really kept them going in tonight's game. And you can see Lukman Imoro. I could have done better. As he covers his face with his palm. He has to take a bit of a seat and just watch on. Got 6 minutes to play for. And 6 minutes to ask the big questions of whether Kotoko can really fancy their chances from free kick set piece they've just got in. And it's cut out once again. But they'll have a corner kick from the far left hand side. Let's see. Well, Sergin tries to extract his man out the back. There's no time to complain. That's Tenedo. Picks it for Kotoko. Fires in Temedo. Plenty of space for him. Drags it to the right hand side. Ejete. Here's got Babaya running into the channel down the right hand side, but decides to go long into the box. It's picked by Temedo. That's a heavy challenge from Justice. Abdul Basid blasted up front. 4 minutes left. And it's been a real game tonight. You cannot just miss the action for a second. Don't take your eyes off it. It's drama upon drama. And Samba now brings it forward. Decides to square one to Safer. It's still Safer looking. A bit of help finds in Timeno. Here's O'Neill. And Timeno. Babaya onto his right hand side. Here's Ajete. And that's Mafus. Kotoko returning possession. Unless they have the free kick. That's a very cute angle. And that's Patrick Casiedo. Oh, go behind it. God, you can see the fans, the Kotoko fans, to be very specific. Really hailing their man to find a second. Had that been elusive in the second half. Yes, Kamara. Decides to hit it up front. Yes, Shane. Back from Ajete. And Kotoko have the train advantage, quickly taken. Yes, Yaya. Drifting onto the edge of the 18-yard, decides to curl it into the far post. But it's just too heavy. He couldn't really tame it below the crossbar. And it's just been a summary of the story today for most of the teams. Struggling to find that top corner of the goal post. Yes, True Democracy's coach. You can see him. And Scofield stays on the turf. Well, just 1 minute left to hit the 90th minute mark. And all that things going to be shifted to The two goalkeepers between the sticks for Kotoko and True Democracy FC. And even the man who will be selected to take those penalty kicks. We shall be waiting to see the number of minutes that will be added on, considering this temporal hold up here. Now let's attend to Godfrey Amwa. And it's all good. All the best of story for Coach Prosper Natil Group. In the MTN FA Cup, as far as his career is concerned. So 9 minutes of additional time. Big minute for Kotoko. But for True Democracy, that'll be a lot. I was just talking about Coach Prosper Natil Group in the MTN FA Cup. The quarter-final round has been his best finish so far. After exiting in 2022 at a round of 64. Exited in 2024 at a round of 16. And he's going to place better with the 1-1-8 stage with the Porcupine Warriors this evening. And he'll be looking to improve it further. LGT. That's a lovely cut. That's a big hit. And somehow now gets it back to Mohamed Kamara. Well, I see. There's a red card. Match in order for Coach Lukman Moro. And you can see the former Sporting man very furious about the decision from referee Afonso Atiapa. That's a clever header back to his goalkeeper. And you can see the emotions really being inflicted in this penultimate quarter-final matchup. And a lot of cards have been flying high in this evening fixture. I think the highest of this quarter-final. And someone else giving it a strong battle by Justice Akogri. And the referee flashing out another one to Justice Akogri. One has to be a bit careful. That's a bit silly, isn't it? Just getting himself into the book of the referee for no reason. Well, Godfrey Amwa stays a bit longer on the turf. Unless you wind down the clock a bit. Drives one up front. And Sam Martinez. That's Mafus being the culprit on the far right hand side. Yes, if the Bayaya Ajete counts it in. Forcing Kotoko player. Samba on a headed back now. Sam Martinez instead. Aqua drifting from the left hand side. This could be a big moment. But it's blocked by Abdul Basit. Kotoko still have the advantage. And it's in! It is in! It is in! It is in! It's Kwame Opoku with the winning goal for Kotoko. On the big fans on the big stage. I told you he does not need several touches within True Democracy's territory. Just a little, and he will be a bit problematic. And the Kotoko fans have just all of a sudden found their voice. Watch it once again. Was struck. And Kwame Opoku rejoices. Well, let's wait a minute. There seems to be a bit of big problem here. That's Abdul Basit. Just wondering what exactly might be the problem with those two players. And you can see Goffred. Not happy with the fourth official. And the referee will need to stamp his authority on the game. It's becoming a bit wild. And the emotions at the moment is just skyrocketing, especially for True Democracy. Now the Kotoko fans will continue to really sing and dance. Which is what it. There were two players, especially the other one lying on the turf. And the complaint seems to be the reason the referee didn't whistle when one of the men was already down on the turf, but decided to play an advantage for Kotoko to take the lead. There's going to be a lot of complaints this evening. Just watch it again when Amedu Aqua ran into the channel. But the problem is to really detect what exactly happened to the two players lying on the turf before Kwame Opoku struck that one in. Referee Afonso Otiepa takes a look at his watch. And you can see the Kotoko fans in the numbers really rejoicing at the moment. 97 minutes, and it's Kotoko who are back in front. Yes, Abdul Basit back to Mahamudu. It's lifted deep. Stinedu. That's a big hack. And you can see Abedamwa. You can see Abedamwa. And the temperature into this game is just skyrocketing in this 9 minutes of the game. And the big man stays on the turf. Kwame Opoku. When will he stop scoring? Will score against BBN Go Start. Did same against Mediana. Did same against Vision FC. Legon Cities. Summer Text 1996. And here I say tonight against True Democracy, the Division 1 side. And you can see the referee, Alfonso Atiapa, will start the refereeing back in 2009, almost 15, 16 years now, really ensuring that the game resumes. And so much experience under his belt. Yes, some more tornado for Kotoko, Babayaya. Yes, Mohamed Kamara. Yes, Samba O'Neill. Back to Sefa. And Asante entered here in Asante Regen's capital city. There's Asante Kotoko that wonderfully beat True Democracy FC by 2-1. What a night for Coach Prosper Natelgum for the first time. Have been able to carry the side into the semi-finals. And what a season-defining moment for Kotoko, who are atop of the Ghana Premier League. And have also got another ticket in the second most revered competition in the country. But for this, True Democracy players, it's a lot of emotions upon emotions at display. And they need to be very cautious. That came over. It's a done deal. There cannot be any reverse to this game. And it's Kotoko that have set up a clash against Beckham Chelsea. So interestingly, in the semi-finals, we've got two Premier League clubs facing each other. And in the other way around, we've got two Division 1 side also meeting up. So definitely we've got a rep of the Ghana Premier League in the final, same for the Division 1 side, because a Trump division will take on Golden Cake, whilst Asante Kotoko takes on Beckham Chelsea in Takwa. That is just uncontrollable at the moment for the True Democracy players who've got so much explanations to do. And you can see some of their technical team trying to really calm matters down. Also, it's full time at the Babaya Sports Stadium. It's Asante Kotoko 2, True Democracy 1. I'll see. Hand over to my colleagues at the pitch side.
Here at the Babaya Sports Stadium, the match has ended here. Kumase Asante Kotoko, they won by 2-0, and True Democracy, they are out of the MTN FA Cup. So now, I can tell you, Kotoko, Beckham Chelsea, Atram Divisa, then Golden Cakes, these are the teams that will be going for the semi-final of the game. Live on Metro TV, live on Original TV, live on Original FM, Alpha Sports Channel, so as Adum TV, then Joy Prime. My name is Nanakwesi Admirable Jr. As you can see, the match has ended, and True Democracy, I don't know, they just don't want to accept the outcome of the scores, and the organizers are still talking to them. So in just a moment, I'll be talking to the coach of Kumase Asante Kotoko, Dr. Prosper Nati Ogum, who is the winning coach. So you know, it has been a very tiresome evening here at the Babayara Sports Stadium. Kumase Krobia Asante Kotoko won the game by 2 goals to 0. But through democracy, as we always say, they are not accepting the results that came this evening here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. So we don't know what is going to happen. All the coaches, Coach Prosper Ogum is a bit angry. We are just trying to calm him so that he can also join us here and discuss. But Krobia, you can join me whilst we come. Coach Prosper Nate Ogum, the match has ended. Krobia, your perception about the match and the things that are happening?
Yeah, I think it has been an interesting game altogether. We've had a very good game in the first half. In the second half, highly intense game. Kotoko eventually have won the occasion and they are through to the semi-finals of the competition. From the blast of the whistle, I think from all departments they've been the better side, but I think that they were given a very, very hell of a time, a very, very difficult moment they faced against True Democracy. So it has never been an easy game for Krobia Asante Kotoko. I think that they fought to clinch this victory and a well-deserved victory as well.
Let's look at the True Democracy, from their bench to the players, the way they are behaving. I'm surprised because at the end of the day, football comes with 3 things: you either win, you draw, or you lose. But I don't understand why they are behaving so. They are not accepting the results that came in their way. They said for that infringement. That was the.
Yeah, I think that this is something normal in football. It does happen as always, and you cannot blame them. It is part of football. Football is an emotional sport, and we all know how sometimes if results doesn't go your way, how you react. So they are also having their point. They are raising why they are also reacting this way, and I think that having one of their officials here, they could make a very vivid reason why as to why they are behaving this way. But I think that they also have their.
So, Krobia, I have the MVP
okay,
here.
Sure.
Andrew Sintimanu. He was the man of the match for today. Andrews, how did you see the match?
It was good. It was good.
Okay.
Capability any the way mu.
Okay.
So what you say? If say o share no bitia yem point and no chance be a match na end and encourage you e ma yet me winning game no.
Now, in the second half, no time ago, man, some man a coach catch him, and Mamunya that vim, that vigor, that's in somebody to me as a go no.
The American said, "Hey, I did no training grounds. Even though ya boy home, and say ye show na 90 minutes in so na referee mo ma and no chance be wadi nkukuo nti oka kire say yenyere ye ho na enkunde be ye dia nti eno so my power and my energy e me de ye adwuma no.
Okay, once again, congratulations. That is Andrews in Team Manu. I'll be speaking to Coach Prosper Nate Ogum, who is the coach of Kumase Krobia Asante Kotoko, the winning coach. Strategically, Kotoko, they are through to the semi-final of the game. We are now trying to calm nerves down. Coach, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Your perception about the match? I know there is tension here, but
I mean, there's no tension. I mean, you can't come and play football and then just misbehave like that. That's absolute indiscipline.
Yes.
You don't do that.
And I know that the authorities are going to handle.
Yeah, you don't do, especially when players are involved. Players, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You leave some of these.
And I like the way you control your players because recently it happened in Swatraman.
Exactly.
Yes. So
I'm coming from the backdrop of an experience, so we don't have to let it repeat itself. In any case, was the goal a good goal or it was not a good goal? We were playing. You equalized and you started delaying. The referee added 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
And
yes.
we have scored. So what is the problem again? Now the coach starts insulting everybody, the backroom staff, everybody is insulting everybody here.
I think that the football authority is going to take this case up. But let's come back to the match. When they equalized, what did you tell your players?
I just told them that they should still keep calm, keep to the structure, keep passing the ball, because when they equalized, we realized that they sat back.
Because they started ballooning the ball, and I heard you telling them, put the ball down,
put the ball on the turf, because they also move into a low block. And when a team moves into a low block, you need to keep the ball and look for the spaces and play the ball into the spaces. So I think that actually worked. And then From there, we kept increasing the momentum, and then gradually we pinned them to their half, and we got their goal.
Okay, let's go straight. Wednesday you'll be playing against Bechem United. When you went there, you lost that match. What should we look for?
It's Brecum Chelsea.
It's Brecum Chelsea. Yeah. Yes. When you went there,
Wednesday will talk for itself. Thank you,
Coach. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
So that is Coach Prosper Nate Ogum, the winning coach for Kumasi, Krobia, Asante Kotoko. Krobia, you heard from the coach. He said, you know, he's coming from the back that what happened in Swatreman, because I saw him controlling his players, and he has that experience. Yeah. That was the reason why he was controlling his players, and he is pleading with Ghana Football Association to take this matter up. Do you go with the coach?
Yeah, I think so. If you have any reservation, key to the appropriate quarters for them to handle the situation. So I think that if other side felt cheated, I think they can lodge a proper complaint at the appropriate quarters for them to sit on the situation and look at it, how everything transpired. So I think that we've had a very interesting game. We've had a very good game here. It has been an interesting 2 days. Quarterfinals of the MTN FA Cup being held at one particular place for the first time. I don't even remember whether this has happened before in the history. So it has been an interesting occasion from yesterday and today. So let's congratulate the organizers and every single person that have a hand in this.
So we're live on Metro TV, live on Original TV, live on Joy Prime, so as live on Adum TV, AFA Sports channel, Net2 TV. On Facebook, it was AFA Sports _GH. To the media team, the production house, AFA Sports channel, we say a very big thank you to you. You guys have really done very, very well. Director Olonka, to the Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Kukumani, and all of you guys. My name is Nana Kwesi Ajima Prepper Jr. I did this with Krobia Asante. This way, we drop the curtains. We are out.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Monafia,